Hey. Let me get my screen rolling. Here we go. What up? Give me 1 second, everyone. I'm getting myself together. Let's get this. I need to actually put this in here. Thank you. There we go. Save that. Let's copy this to Discord and put this out. Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to CryptoPlunder. My name is Tragic Jeffrey, and this is Toxic Thoughts, where you get to hear me kind of go through my day, look at what's going on. Sometimes I'm just checking the market and walking y'all through the pain that we go through, right? When we went through this crash. We're also going to be talking about something interesting today. We're going to be talking about ECOMI. I am out of my ECOMI mind. And I blame Cavell, excuse me, Poor Man Printing, and Dan for my ECOMI leak. Right? So I am talking about the Veve-verse and Veve, and it has a huge community. So I'm going to do this a bit different than everybody else that talks about it and gets into it. I'm going to do it a bit different. But before we get into that, we do have to talk about the market. So we're going to do that first, right? So let's get into that first and foremost. All right. As you know, we are going back up as far as hash rate. Total hash rate is going back up, showing a sign that the miners are coming back online like we talked about. Told you, they're not going to try to make money or destroy the market like they have without trying to bounce back, having some kind of bounce back, right? So we've been keeping an eye on all of the BS that they've been playing in the market. Keeping an eye on it, and so we knew they shipped off all the miners and they're turned back on, so we know the hash rate's going back up. So with that means miners are making money, so that's going to be good to see. All right, we've rounded off, so this flattened the curve. I'm not really too much worried about that. You can see we've been in extreme fear for a while now. The fear factor has been pretty much same and consistent, but that's to be expected because the market is being manipulated, so total market cap seems to be dropping a bit, but that isn't our main issue. It's just really, it's flatline. If you look at it, it's not really dropping. Look at the drop where it would be considered a drop. We still got some wiggle room for that drop, right? So really you're looking at a sideways play. Let's go ahead and check on the manipulator. Let's go ahead and grab the 12th, right? Wait a minute. Manipulation, accumulation, right? So we've got somebody that is that the market has gone back up with. So it's been slammed down for a while. As we call it, the stairway to heaven slam happened. In the Discord, you'll see some, let me drag it over there actually so you can see it. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. If you scroll up, I talk about the manipulation, and I talk about basically how the manipulation looked earlier. These Bart Simpson head is a sure sign of manipulation, triggering up and down, up and down. How does a market do that? It doesn't. These drops that were happening, and the stairway to heaven slam. Like, oh, don't get happy, slam, to try to shake the market out again, right? And then as we go down, I've been telling you, I called it. I called that there was going to be a significant dip on this week. We called this dip, we called this dip, and we're calling a run-up, right? So we've been doing that. We've been doing these, and the reason why we even go through this is because if we know the manipulation, we can't do any technical analysis right now. And anybody that thinks they can is a liar, right? Truth ain't in them. And we also talked about the fact that we've been looking at other plays while we've been waiting for Bitcoin to get in pocket, right? Because Bitcoin's been playing out of pocket right now. But that is because the manipulation is on. We know it's on, and we're on to them, right? So let's go ahead and look at it. Like we said, we called this significant dip when it happened. We called that there was going to be a dip, right? We said on the 21st, we called that there was going to be a significant dip coming in between this timeline. What happened? It happened. I don't like to be right. I don't mind being right. My girl will always tell you that I love being right. But, I mean, did we not call it on the 21st? Yeah, because it's systematic. So we've figured out their little game. So we called this dip, and we know between this, I told you, they needed time. I said we got to look because we're going to have a dip somewhere in this zone. We got the dip that we were expecting, right? We're in it now. We're waiting for that run up. The news is going to pull it up. Everyone, please remember one real simple ideal, and that is there is only 21 million Bitcoin, right? There's only 21 million. 18.5 is already gone. So anything else that's left or anybody that says that they're buying into, it just means that the scarcity holds. So if we look at the news and we see other things happening, then we know when the run up is. And so the other coins that are attached to Bitcoin are going to run up too. So why am I making all my purchases now and jumping into certain things like ECOMI? Is because it makes sense before a run up, especially before, like, they should have been run up. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. They should have ran up. But because of this manipulation that we called, right? We called back here thanks to, due in part, to uncomplication with this Wyckoff distribution event. This is an accumulation pattern that is a signature for institutional investors. And you can see on April 25th, when he did his video, basically they wanted the Bitcoin to be in the pocket of 28 to 32,000. Where are we? Did we not fall into the pocket they wanted? Yes, and we know how this maps out because Bitcoin is cyclical, and how robots invest off of temperament. So we do our sentiment analysis. We get our sentiment lines down. The link in the description if you want to know how to do that. And then, this is how we put our bots on our trades, right? We put our Bitsgap bot on our trade. Let me drag it over here so you can see it. And that's how we earn. We're still earning 7% through this red zone, right? So I just wanted this on and running through a portion of a sideways bearish market. So you can see that even if you're not really making a lot of money, you're still making something, right? But that's not what this video is about. But I wanted you to understand why I'm getting in heavy on certain things early, and why I'm doing it now before systematic rises that are about to happen. We're about to have this pump. If I call these last two and this happens, y'all know what's going to play out. I told you, get out by November. When you see over 100K, it's time to move out of those other cryptocurrencies, get out of your alts, get into USDC, hold, and then flip back into the market February and March of the next year, right? This is how it played out 2017, and I showed you. I was mapping this stuff. Go back and look at my track record. I'm back 3 years when I was calling dips. 3 years ago, I was calling these dips. So understand, when I'm talking about certain crypto, I'm talking about it for a reason. Now, why am I talking about ECOMI and OMI and talking about everything else? Is because when this pump happens, all the news that should have moved the market is going to move everybody else up. And that's going to equal, including OMI. And we will be getting into that very soon. I'm actually not going to get into the news today, even though there is some news as far as energy being able to go on the toilet and do cryptocurrency and all this other stuff. I'm not going to get into the news today because, again, the topic of discussion is going to be OMI and ECOMI, right? and they have a huge community, and that community is serious about they ish. So I'm gonna not waste time. Let's get in. Right. So if you go to my title, right? Hold on, I gotta drag. Let me just click on this. Give me 1 second. Boom. I'm out of my over mind. I blame Cavell, PMP, Dan for my ECOMI leap, right? So let's get that out. Boom. Who is Cavell? Cavell Anderson. I've already subscribed. I suggest you do too. If you want to keep up with what's going on, go do your due diligence. I'm not telling you to buy a damn thing. I'm just telling you what we did as a company and why we did it. And I'm about to show you why we did it, and about to show you what ECOMI's on, and why it's going to shock a lot of people. Why I like, not even if once you see what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, it's going to shock a lot of people why they didn't get in faster. Right? So I blame Cavell, which is a thank you when I say I blame you, because if it wasn't for the amount of videos homies got on catching and calling shit that he's seeing all over this verse, he is all over this one damn universe. I respect anybody that's focused on the goal, right? And studying something. So, brother, thank you for your studies and what you've done. Now, Cavell led me to PMP, Poor Man Printing. PMP. And Poor Man Printing, again, I subscribed. He goes in and he catches stuff Cavell actually would talk and talk about his videos, right? So, again, thank you, Poor Man Printing. I definitely got a wealth of information studying these two brothers. And Daniel Lee actually has the favor of the algorithm, and he was out there as well, and I saw him through the search string and jumped on watching his videos as well. So if you watch these three individuals, you're gonna get a wealth of information about ECOMI, right? So if you begin starting your search, when I do some due diligence, I kind of like to see, because I come from an SEO background. My background is in finances, so I've done investments. I used to work at Citibank. I've been a options trader. I've been trading stocks. I was told by my staff sergeant when I was in the military to buy Microsoft when it was $5 a share, and it was still a really low level fruit private offering, right? And then I jumped on it deep when I started understanding what stocks were and what technology meant, right? So I come from that background where where me trying to understand why Microsoft was important led me to understanding why the tech that Microsoft brought to the table was important. All right, so the reason why I'm prefacing this is because I want you to understand why I'm interested in OMI. Not just for a coin, because I don't buy crypto. I'm looking at functional business properties. Where can I offload media? This is a media company. This is ToxicHustle. We do music. We do video. We do animations. We're going to be in 3D. We're going to be in virtual worlds. We're going to be doing all of that. So if we're going to be in the media, music, and doing all videos, shows, we're doing all of this, concerts, all of this. If we're doing all of this, we've got to look at it from what companies are pretty much in position to provide that. Now, if you're a follower of the channel, you realize that I come from a Second Life background, right? So I was in Second Life. While I was in Second Life, I learned a lot of things. Now, being there, which I will walk you through, has led me to certain things that I've seen when it comes to what a virtual world experience is, and just being dropped in the virtual world and having to figure it out. Like, you walk into Second Life and you didn't know what the hell you were doing. Only thing I knew was that there was a CNBC video that I had watched, a news article, a documentary on Second Life, and they were talking about the millionaires making money in virtual real estate. So I already have multiple years wrapping my head around that. And I made money in there. I made 500 US dollars, which in world equaled, it was like with the conversion rate from the exchange, they had an exchange, and the world had lindens, and I'd convert my lindens into US dollar. Around 133,000 linden equaled around 500 bucks. And I would cash out every month, and I had a fashion line in world. Now, I also found some of that. If I still have it open, give me one moment. Second Life, here we go. I actually found some information from my Second Life. Now, I'm going to get back to Omi. I just want you to see something. Look at, I went up and I put Second Life Soulphonics. Soulphonics was the company we were in world, right? Now, I want you to see that these shoes, right, are here. And then I was like, I didn't understand where my product was in any of these shots, right? So first thing I like to have to, of course, do my research. So I open it up and I look. Now, in world, these shoes, you could buy these shoes and you could texturize it. And this is an example of that. Now, these evidently are now freebies. You can get them for free. Somebody hacked it and hacked the code that I had to protect it and everything, right? So, but I don't care. I'm not in there anymore. You can see how much I was charging for it. That's 10 lindens. And I was selling these things like it was nobody's business. And they were in these little, and these were, when this was a sign that you clicked and you could buy from the in-world item, right? So this is somebody's design that they were selling. These were the ones I was selling, and it was selling like hotcakes, right? So I go click on this website, right? And what do you see? My shoes sitting right there. Sneakers from Soulphonics. This, of course, is back from 2009, right? So right around the time I was ending, when it was ending, I was out of there by this point. I was done. 50 linden. Sneakers from Soulphonics, neck of them, whatever, Friday, right? So you see the sneakers were there. Then I go to another page, right? And this person had the hair that was part of the skin pack that I had for Johnny Depp, because I was doing skins. Johnny D, designer not recorder, yes, because it's Soulphonics. I was the designer. So that was the Johnny Depp version of a design I had, right? And I had gotten the hair and I had manufactured that, right? So again, in-world items being sold. I came to this site and I was looking for where was my products here, and here they are. Sneakers by Soulphonics, the same sneaker but in black and different textures and all that other stuff. So I had multiple styles of this shoe. Again, still living. This is from 2010. So again, I'd been gone by 2009, but still my products were circulating through this multiverse, or not even multiverse, is this virtual world, right? It's a universe unto itself, right? Well, it's a multiverse because it had multiple servers. You go to multiple environments. So you could say it's a multiverse. You could say it, right? So there's the shoes there. And then, of course, there's the marketplace, right? The place where you can buy, sell, do whatever. These are the clothes that are currently trending there. So again, they still have a marketplace. They're still selling things. You can see it's how much linden things are selling for. That's about the price that things were selling for back in the day. About 199 linden. And then, of course, you've got these marketplaces, all the things that you can have. Audio, video, right? Art, apparel. The reason why I wanted you to real estate. I wanted you to see these scripts, services. All of this is all of the economy inside here, right? So the reason why I'm even showing you what's behind the scene of Second Life is because I want you to understand the hustle that's about to come out of everything I'm about to discuss with ECOMI. Look at the explore the universe, blah, 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 blah. This is Second Life, okay? All right. Last thing I want to show you is basically there's a suit, you know, how much? It's $1,500 for the 1,500 linden for the suit. The conversion rate right now is like 244 linden to $1 US, right? So you can see there's an inflationary situation happening when you are trying to cash out. Second Life, plus it's an old universe, right? This is the past. What Second Life was, what it could be. It's a very centralized idea. This is the Bitcoin of the virtual world universe. This is Bitcoin. of the virtual world universe. It's the first real massive online multi-playing virtual world that had no game design. You just were there. You existed. You just lived. And me landing into this place and not understanding that I didn't understand it for months when I was in there. Like, what is the game? What is the aspect of it? Nothing. It was not like it wasn't like Grand Theft Auto where there was some scenes to do. No, it was just, you're in a virtual world, now live. Be a DJ if you want to be a DJ. Be a designer if you want to be a designer. Be a real estate land baron if that's what you want to do. When you go into this world, you change your directive, because the only thing you're in is another country. And that's what you got to think of, right? If I'm in this country, what can I do? Well, I can make avatars. I can make skins. I can do art. I can do apparel. I can do animations. Animated objects like blowing trees. The scripts that's able to do things in world. Recreation, entertainment, real estate. See, all weapons. You need what? Vehicles. Right? So this begins the idea and concept that I understand. Period. I understand this is the world that I'm very well versed in. So as I start looking at ECOMI, of course you see the VV digital collectibles, ECOMI price today, that's coin market cap. So you can go in there and I can look at coin market cap and I can say, oh, there's a lot of supply, right? And I don't ever like anything like that, because I'm like, oh, well, that price is right? Whatever. But for me, when I understand something as, you need this much stuff, and there probably is going to be a burn, evidently, right? And there's going to be locked away. There's going to be ways for this to get destroyed. So I don't even care about this. I would typically care about this, but I don't even care about this, because I got to look at functionality and usability. That's more important than anything else. So, of course, I come over to ECOMI on CoinGecko by typing in OMI, right? You can type it up here, OMI. You get this, you click on it, you go into it. Then you can see what market's on. I've already talked about the fact of this in some other videos of where it's buying, and I did not do a full-fledged video on this because I was accumulating. And I told y'all in the Discord, like, look, we'll go back to the Musical Genius Discord, and I'll go back up top where I talk about OMI right here. They had already started twisting me back here into, because I'm talking about Engine and Mana. These are the places, and Mana's dope, Engine's dope for what it is and what it can do, and I'm invested in both. The company is invested, ToxicHustle's in both of them, because we need to be in multiple virtual worlds, multiple virtual universes, multiverses. Like, we're building a back end for our entire business on the blockchain, so that we have place for data to store where everything's going, where's all our inventory, where are we selling, because we know that is necessary, because that's the kind of software we had here. And when I started thinking about the software I had here to manage all of my properties of where my sales were for all of my wearables, and I realized I was getting ready to do the same thing again, that's when I started really digging deeper, right? So of course, you see their Twitter page. I got it from the page, and you see the people that have been involved, right? And then they talk about the Veve-verse. So now, this, in Second Life, they would call that a skybox, right? So immediately upon seeing this, my entire being jumped right back here. I immediately was like, oh, yeah. This is a skybox, right? So then I'm scrolling down, and then I see this, your virtual showroom. Well, this is inside that skybox, right? And then shows you, the video of you getting into your vault where you have your NFTs, and your NFTs being physical things. Now, I've been telling you this. I've been saying, what happens if you have a car that can do ... Where am I getting that information from? Let me show you. Hold on. It said vehicles, right? There we go. Let's go to vehicles. There's your cars. Right? There's your space cars. Right? There's your police cars. There's your Grand Theft Auto needed vehicles, right? So these are 3D objects, and you can get 3D objects and bring them into game and program them. Hello. Okay, so now that caught my attention. Again, this is a Skybox in Second Life to me. And the graphics look dope for first phase. I'm like, okay, let's keep going. So then I see this. Again, you're in the Skybox. You know, they call it the virtual vault, but I'm in the Second Life headspace. I'm not in ECOMI. I'm not speculating on the cryptocurrency. I'm just looking at the tech through Second Life eyes only. So I'm like, yo, you're in your Skybox. You got your 3D stuff, and the 3D stuff will move and it'll do stuff. You can program it. It can be a living AI. We can hook it up to APIs, and it can like be greeters and do. Oh wow, we've got a lot. All right, wait. Oh, I'm about to go crazy. Now, hold on. Let me keep going. So I'm just scrolling through. Then I see this, right? So you're interacting with your NFT. Wait, your program. Oh wait, again, I'm in gadgets in Second Life, scripts, services. Where is it? Weapons. Is that a weapon against ghosts? Right? Isn't that a weapon against ghosts? So I'm like, oh, I see scripts, real estate, gadgets, and weapons. All right, I got it. I'm just going through. Again, they're showing you a gadget, 3D object, that's 3D space. Okay, I just saw that little thing. So, okay, you can do stuff in world with it, move it around. Okay, that's like Second Life to me. Okie dokie. So, then I go into Medium. I see, you know, all their Medium posts, and you can start meeting the team, and you can go through and start looking up some of the back end people behind this, and you start figuring out. Now, I'm not even going to even remotely go through any of those things. I'm telling you now, these guys have gone through, they find hidden stuff through everything, right? And there's Ghostbusters. He's doing some 8 minutes ago. 8 minutes ago, that's how he's on. Like, let me refresh that one more time. 24 minutes ago, 2 hours ago, 19 hours ago. So if you want to know about Omi, I would suggest follow them. For real. Start looking at them. I'm not telling you to buy a damn thing. I'm not telling you. I'm just showing you a similarity I see coming from Second Life. So now you're going to have an app. So I'm on the ECOMI website. So now I'm just looking at this again through Second Life eyes. I'm not even in crypto right now. And y'all know I am about crypto. Everything's about crypto with me. I'm not even in that space right now. This damn software, this company's got me stuck in Second Life the entire time. Like, I can't leave. Like, that's the reason why I had to show you all this. I went and logged back in to show you something in real time. What they were not able to do, and look at titles. You already can see that's Dark, it's Robin, whatever his Nighthawk, or whatever his name is, right? I'm not into DC, right? But you already see Batgirl, the Joker, so you already know they must have some big names behind them, and they do have big names behind them. Huge names, like Marvel type beats, right? So again, Veve-verse. Now, the sickest thing that I've been hearing about is their upcoming Veve-verse. Their Veve-verse, to me, screams full-fledged Second Life with potential gaming engine. Because there's going to be games that are going to be powered, and there's going to be games that release NFTs. So and you got Batman, like I said, and Marvel is associated. So, you know, Marvel's owned by whom? Oh. Okay? I just want you to say, I don't want to say it out loud. So you've got Marvel, which is X-Men and all that, and you've got the Dark Knight, right? So those are two big ass intellectual properties to have underneath your belt. DC is there. Star Trek, Ghostbusters, Powerpuff Girls, right? So there's some big things going. Big things. Now, and of course, the Veve-verse, right? So, like I said, this is extremely interesting from a total play. It's extremely interesting to me. I am not telling you to do not hide nor hair of anything. I'm just showing you what is potentially coming and the fact that this might be interactively attached to gaming. I would definitely put it on your radar. I'd put it on your radar. Not financial advice, but I can tell you ToxicHustle has holdings of ECOMI in the OMI token. We are going to keep accumulating because we see something here, and there's multiple places we're going to be looking at as well, but we wanted to do one video about this one piece of property that's extremely interesting. Again, with all things, we're going to be looking at, Bitcoin does control the waters that be. And we've been telling you, if you're going, when we look to accumulation, we look to accumulation in points or portions when it makes sense. Like right now, it's been making sense. Why? Because we're in a accumulation phase right here. We're keep bouncing off this line. And like we said, I told you, we called this dip. It happened. We called this dip. In the 21st, it happened. You don't think we've been calling this run up? You don't think we're calling the next dip in September, the next run up in September, the next dip in November, the next? And if anybody else is trying to do that, they're taking it from who gets it right for the last 2 seasons, right? We've been calling these things. So the reason why we're accumulating now is because we told you we're going to be in accumulation phase. We've been saying don't get gassed, that the run up isn't going to happen. We told you in the Discord, link in the description. Don't get gassed on anything that you see. The run up, don't get too gassed too soon on Bitcoin running up. Remember, we're in a potential dip zone. Remember? All the way back on July 3rd when we called the dip before it came. And then I said that they were going to have the run up after the 4th week, around the 4th week in July. If it acts like 2017, 2013. Sure enough, that meathead is, right? So we called it. We called what's going to happen. We called the dip. It formed. And now we're waiting. We called this one. We're waiting. We got it. And now we're waiting for the run up. And we're going to get that run up. So right now we're accumulating as much OMI as physically possible without being stupid. The price is great. And for that price, for as much as we're able to accumulate, that's cool with us. Because again, we're looking at using this later. We're not buying and holding. In fact, the OMI token won't be part of our sell-off assets at the end of the year. Because we don't believe we'll ever get a price like this again. So we refuse to give up. So we're going to be holding that asset long term as well as a few others. But like we said, we're getting into virtual. We've been telling y'all about virtual worlds, multiverses. We're serious about being able to develop on chain, like we talk about in the Discord. I told you, welcome to the new world. The fact that we are concentrating on virtual reality, and this is what engine, all of that is leading us to where we're heading towards. And any of these companies, like I said, the new monopoly begins, real estate and digital property combined. We are getting into a new space, new place, right? And they're going on Immutable X, so we're trying to get as much of our tokens as possible. We don't know if there's going to be burn or some type of inflationary or deflationary, whatever, something that makes the price go up. We don't know, but we know that as much as we can hold to manufacture products inside OMI, we're going to be holding as much as we can to manufacture, because that's our game and goal, is to be inside as many places as possible. So OMI is on our radar, and we would like to personally thank and blame again. Hold on, let me pull up the sheet right here. We want to blame Cavell. Go subscribe. Poor Man Printing, go subscribe. And Daniel Lee, go subscribe. I did not put their links in the description, but I will after this video is over. I will put links in the description for them. I'll be within 5 minutes after the stream is over. So that is going to be my video today. I'm going to keep this concise and to the point, directed at OMI, because it deserves its own space and place on everything else that's going on. So we're accumulating through this weekend, and like we said, we will be done with our accumulation once the breakout happens and we get out of the 40,000 zone. We'll be done accumulating, and we'll be waiting for the November dip. So y'all stick with us. If you like the information, please like and subscribe, and if visit me in the Discord, link in the description, if you want to just hang out and talk crypto. All right, y'all be safe out on these streets, and I'm gonna holla at you. Be safe, y'all.